No, you just don't actually think I'm beautiful.
What the fuck? I was not expecting to be attacked this Saturday morning.
Do you want to get angry, Cassidy, first or last on the podcast? Honestly,
I'm already angry.
no. I don't think it's going to make you angry. I'm not going to really.
Okay.
Does that mean first or last?
I'm ready for it. Give it to me. Just like in the locker last night.
What?
Phasmophobia.
Cassie kept trying to seduce me in video games last night. Everywhere we went.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry, I got
You're done coughing.
I got insanely sick last week, and this cough. I'm not sick anymore, but this cough is just like haunting me. I think there's like a Satanist inside of me.
I feel like I need to cough because you coughed. Like
Bro,
it's like yawning.
It's so bad that like
I told you.
that was such a sad cough.
That's how I cough.
Now I got.
I'm not like you. I'm not like.
Sorry, I just had like stage 4 insane
you
flu.
Always cough like that. Your entire family does it. It's like you have to let every fucking person in the room know that you just coughed.
No, I think that's like a subconscious thing, to be honest. Honestly, I think part of it too is like my dad does that. Like he calls it the Luke cough because like everyone does it,
Yeah,
and they always do it. So I think it's like kind of subconscious in me. And I also think it's my OCD. Like once I kind of start, it just like hyperfixates on it, and then I keep doing it until I forget about it.
I will sit there and I'm trying to make my cough the quietest as possible. I don't want anyone to know I coughed. I don't want anyone to look at me because I coughed. I'm just like, that's.
You know what drives me nuts?
Oh God, I'm scared.
Which might also be a what's the thing called where you stimming? I don't know what that is. You know, I kind of know what it is, but I don't.
Okay.
When people loud yawn, like my mom like screeches when she yawns.
I used to make a noise every time I yawn.
It's not even like loud yawning. It's just like it's just so obnoxious and screeching that I just want to.
We're yawning and I yawn.
No, like that's not bad, but she goes like it's like she's like letting out a yodel.
Your whole family
at the same time. It's just so obnoxious.
Does all of those things loud. I've never really noticed your yawns, but I'll let you know if you have a loud yawn. I don't
listen to Kim yawn. She like bellers like she's getting impaled with something.
Well, your mother does everything
she's
loud.
She's so dramatic with everything. But it drives me bananas.
I don't want anyone to hear me do anything. The only one that I can't help is sneezing. Like that's just being as loud as it is. There's no stopping it.
Sneezing too. Like some people, I just feel like it's like I know you could tone that sneeze back.
That's literally how I feel about your fucking cough. I'm like, calm down. There's no way that you have to cough 20 fucking times at okay,
a yelling, it's not the amount.
I can't yelling volume.
I can't control the amount.
Sometimes you're just sitting there and you'll cough 20 times, and I'm like, you haven't been sick for 4 months. What do you mean?
Sorry, I got COVID and it absolutely just deleted me.
No, you've always been this way.
No, I think that was an after COVID side effect.
You definitely got worse after COVID, but I feel like you've always been this way.
But again, I think it's mental partly.
Yeah, this is what so is everyone's loud yawns and loud sneezes.
Yeah. Kim's just another beast.
She is. I love her though.
Loud. My dad has a loud sneeze too, and it's like the whole house shakes like on the Richter scale.
I'm telling you, your whole family is just loud about things.
Drives me a little bit bonkies. Little bonkies. Wait, you don't know what stimming is? I don't really know what it is either, but I kind of know.
No, I don't.
You never been in a loud place where like the room is loud?
Like overstimulation?
No, you like go like this with your ears, and you like let the sound in and out, so it goes shh, 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 and you're like stimulating yourself. I think that's what it means, but it's like a thing. I think there's different versions of stimming, but like you're like
it's like intercepts. But why would you ever want to do
that?
I just read a really fucked up book.
What
kind of about it.
I'm Googling. Tell me while I Google stimming.
I don't think I can.
Why?
Because I think it'll spoil the entire plot of the book.
Oh, like you finished it?
Yeah, so I can tell you afterwards.
Self-stimulatory behavior, also known as stimming, is the repetition of physical movements, sounds, words, or moving objects or other behaviors. Stimming is a type of restricted and repetitive behavior. What are examples of
That
stating?
did not help me at all. That definition feel like it just talked in a circle and said the
Yeah.
same thing over and over again.
I didn't understand it either. It involves repetitive emotions, sounds that individuals use to self-soothe or regulate sensory input. Includes hand flapping, rocking, spinning repetitive words. Don't do that. I don't like that. Repeating words or phrases or finger flicking. I do pretty much every single one of those. So yeah, you're like giving yourself like a repetitive sound that you like focus in on.
Okay, that makes more. In my brain, I was like, that would just make it worse. Like, that would overstimulate me the fuck. But I understand, but for them, they're using it to understimulate them, like to get.
It's kind of like a distraction.
Yeah, like you're focusing on the one thing. I would like having the noise come in and out. That would be the worst for me.
Oh, like a school assembly, you'd be sitting there and you just sit there. I probably look like a freak. I'm just sitting in the bleachers by myself and I'm just going, because I'm just like controlling the sound that goes like.
It's fair, but you never heard of it.
No, how? I feel like that's like a big thing on TikTok lately.
I exist on Phasmophobia Talk right now and Color Talk, and that's it. I told you before, my algorithm, I have down pat. I only watch things. I don't watch random videos.
I watch whatever shows up.
I do not. I'll scroll right past that.
It comes and it goes.
If it's not about the one or two things that I'm on the app to see right then and there, I'm not watching it. I'm really good with my algorithm.
Speaking of, did
what
you
a
like
loud ass fucking sigh?
Okay, not like my mom. It would have been like, it would have sounded like literally catching a phasmophobia ghost.
It's fine because I sigh all the time. I was helping Lexi yesterday, and she's like, "You having a hard time over there?" And I was like, "What?" She's like, "You're sighing a lot," and I was like, "Oh, sorry."
See, sometimes you just don't notice. Were you, speaking of school, were you team seating plan or team not seating plan in school? I saw TikTok. Segue from TikTok to the school intertwining interstellar type. I saw this lady. Her like grade like fours were like giving her like death notes because she gave them a seating plan, and they were like, "You're the worst. You gave us a seating plan." But I feel like seating plans weren't always bad.
I really think it depends on the grade. In high school, fuck a seating plan. Let me sit next to my friends.
I still got seating plans occasionally in high school.
Yes, and those were the worst in my opinion.
But the worst, I have a lot of worst about this.
But in like elementary, when you like when you're like trying to make friends for the first time and like you're not fully developed, I just feel like a seating plan makes sense.
No,
I know you're technically not fully developed in high school either, but much more.
Seating plans were like, honestly, the best part about seating plan was if there was a girl you liked in like, it gave you'd just be praying. You'd be like, please put me beside her. Please put me beside. Because then you'd have like an in to start talking to her, and you'd be like, put me next to fucking Janet. I'm gonna talk to Janet later. Yes, I'm never gonna get to talk to her, but if you put me beside Janet, I'm gonna get to talk to her. And then you would have like but then you'd be choked because they changed the seating plan like every like 2 weeks or like month, and then you'd be just getting a good convo going, like getting your foot in the door with Janet, and then they fucking moved the seating plan. You'd be like, motherfucker, I was so close to.
This is probably outgoing people versus shy, or I just talk to everyone. I didn't need an excuse.
Yeah, but if it was a girl that you knew didn't like you, or someone that didn't like you or didn't want to talk to you, then they were stuck with you. They couldn't get out of it. They had to listen to me talk to them.
There wasn't people who didn't want to talk to me.
Can't be true.
That's very well liked in elementary.
Had to give me a shot. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't like.
I don't know what you're talking about. I can still ignore someone fucking sitting next to me very easily.
Yeah, but
it would actually probably make it worse because then I'd be like, I fucking have to sit next to you,
probably,
and I'd be like emailing. I get my parents to email the fucking teacher to be like, can you change the seating plan?
No, my parents would have never done that for me. Also, you're gonna be that parent that like, bro, just let the teacher teach.
My parents probably would not have done the seating plan, but they have definitely.
My parents would have told me to suck it up, and
I was in a 2-3 split one year. My parents emailed and got me out of that.
That makes more sense. Like there were some teachers that were like extremely bad and not good at teaching, and like that Even that, I don't think my parents ever emailed, but they were more on board for things like that. If it was like a really bad teacher to move me out of the class, but
I remember when my sister didn't want it. She was trying to, I think, switch out of a class in high school, and the counselor. We have like the in our high school, every grade had like a representative
oh,
for
I
the
hated
grade.
those mother truckers.
And the person was like, you can't just leave because you don't like the teacher or whatever. And Amber was like, yeah, I can. And they were like, no, we're gonna tell your mother you can't. And my sister was just like, go ahead. My mom was just like, get her out of that class as fast as possible. Like,
Yeah, I had to
and
talk to
fought
one of
for
those.
us.
I was trying to drop gym class, I think, because I already had enough credits. I had no friends in it. Didn't really want to be in gym. Didn't need the credits. Didn't need any of the stuff. And they're like, you actually have to stay in gym because do you play sports outside of school? I was like, yeah. It's like, well, it could really help you with your hockey. Like, it could take you to the NHL. And I was like,
No, I can't.
are you insane? I looked at them. I was like, if you put me in that class, I am not showing up to one class. And then they didn't do it. But
Yeah.
the things that they try and like fucking shove up your ass in school is
No, I do like a seating plan sometimes, but not in high school. In high school, I'm old enough to let me sit where the fuck I want to sit.
the worst part is in high school when you didn't have a seating plan and like there'd be like a couple weeks of like, you know, like new semester, everyone would like fight to the death to get their spot for like people like there was kids that were like running to try and get like a spot in between and like when the class switched at the semester, so like there was no imaginary seating plan, like the unwritten seating plan, you know, like after a couple weeks of the new school semester, everyone just finds their spot. It wasn't assigned, but like that's your spot now.
I obviously
That's your spot.
I feel like I was just a mean kid because I don't know, I just sat in the fucking spot. And
Oh,
if
I
someone was in my
hated
spot, I
motherfuckers.
just told them to get out of my spot.
If the unwritten wait, you told them to get out of your spot? That was so mean. I mean, there was definitely a lot of that in school. Like people would like someone would come to class early, put their shit on a spot, but it wasn't their like unwritten spot. That
Move
was
it.
literally people would go
Move
and
it.
move their shit, and they'd come back from the bathroom. They'd be like so sad because they were sitting with their friend or like. But it's like, come on, Toby. Like it's week 15. Like why are we switching the seating plan up now? Like, bro, like we've been sitting like this for 15 weeks. Why are we all of a sudden just throwing the whole mojo off? And then one person moves, and then it just sets a chain reaction bomb off, and the whole class is pissed.
Okay.
And it's like, and then Steve, the bully's looking at me like I did it, and I was like, well, fucking James is in my spot, and shit's just going, and it's cascading, and then there's a riot. Kids are getting swirlies, and
No, oh my god, swirly is my grade, that's for sure. What was I gonna say? I mean, if someone wanted to sit by their friend, I probably would have let them. But most of the time, people were trying to sit like in. It would be like, no, we had one class. It was me, Sydney, and I want to say Denitza, and we're like,
Denitza?
You probably don't know who she is.
Denitza Pizza?
No, her name is Denitza. And we were like, you're gonna sit in between us, like if like Sid left for the day or someone would be like, oh, I can sit here. We're like, you want to just like sit between us and hear us yap to each other the entire time over top of you? That is dumb. Just like don't sit there.
Scene plans? Ooh, sometimes. Oh, that was always that one fucking kid that just ruined it for everyone.
To be fair, I probably was the problem. I didn't show up to most of my classes, so probably didn't actually have a spot in the real
unwritten world. But even that, there's like, okay, someone's not there. Move your seat for today because someone's not there. But that's their spot now. It's been decided.
But they never knew I was gonna show up or not.
You know, after 10 minutes, I guess you just would come at all times of the world.
Yeah, I'd come late. Whatever.
Yeah, but then that's your own fault.
We'd call a teacher, ask him if he wanted Tim Hortons. Show up 10 minutes late, and you'd mark us like we were late. I lived a good high school life.
Were you a front class sitter or a back class sitter?
Depended on the class.
Why?
I don't think I really ever sat front, but like sometimes you wanted to sit like back, or sometimes you'd sit like in like against the windows, and that would be the better spot.
Unpopular take, I actually like sitting in the front.
I'm not surprised. You were actually a good student.
No,
I
I
was
wasn't.
yapping.
No, I just got stimmed out if I wasn't at the front. And all of a sudden, like an hour of class would go by, and I'm like, I don't know what just happened.
Exactly. You were trying to learn.
They'd be like, bro, if someone would sharpen a pencil in the middle of a test, I would lose my mind.
Truly?
Not lose, but
There's a math class with me, Eric, and there was like 4 of us. And we sat as far away from the teacher. That's what I wanted it to be. I didn't care if I was in the back of the class, but I wanted to be as far away from the teacher's desk as possible. And we just played. It was when, you remember that like trivia quiz game on our phones was out?
it was the game that no one knew what it was on Twitch. Where you like answered on the board.
No. No, it was like on our phones. It was an app. And we could like play against each other and like play games.
Yeah.
I wonder if Eric would
I
remember.
don't
We were
even
just
know, though.
playing this game in class constantly. The teacher would just come over and be like, "How's your work?" And we'd be like on our phones playing the quiz. It'd be like, great.
Oh, I know which game you're talking about. It was like not Family Feud, but it was like
It's
it was like a
similar.
trivia.
Yeah.
Like, who could answer more trivia?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I truly had really good relationships with my teachers. And so I think they just let me get away with anything.
I was probably just dumb at English, but I hated all English. Well, that's not true. There was a few English teachers that I just wanted to fucking beat.
That teacher loved me. I didn't show up to her class
She made
half
me
the
want to
time.
just fucking end somebody. She was.
It was really weird. I was talking to Lexi about skipping class, and Lexi had like never skipped a class before, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "How do you even do it? The doors lock." And I was like, "Well, I live in Canada. Our school doors did not
The
lock."
doors locked. Isn't that kind of insane that they need to do all that shit?
Right?
Like,
Like,
you're telling me you can't just go to school? Like, there's not an issue with the guns and stuff going on there. Like,
It's insane. Like,
I've never been. Actually, that's not true. Someone tried to rob a house near our school, and they had a gun. They ran through our like field day, through the field.
Yeah.
Like everyone was outside, like playing sports and like activities, and this motherfucker ran through the field with a gun, and then everyone was
I've been
locked in the school because they thought they were gonna come into school, and that was the only time I've actually been like kind of scared. But even that, I wasn't like.
I've been in lockdowns, but I don't think I've ever been scared for in my life. Like, there was a death 3 doors down from my house. And we were, like, my school is, like, 2 minutes away from here. So we were locked down there because the police were over here. And, like, I was never scared. Like, I never thought there was going to be a school shooter. But sometimes there was someone with a gun in, like, a field. But it was, like, part of, like, a gang or, like, an incident like that. I never thought someone was coming to my school to shoot me.
Yeah, and like I was never concerned about like another student was gonna bring something.
Never.
Although there was in elementary someone, I can't remember how it went, but someone essentially sent an email to the school saying that there was gonna be like a bomb or something in the school.
My sister had that happen too.
And like the kid sent it from like his personal email. Like
Just trying to get out of class. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. Okay. Are you ready to make me angry?
Not
Nick's like, we're having such a good day. We're supposed to go do things after this, and then he's gonna ruin it, making me angry.
No, I don't really got anything that crazy, but they found new information about the pyramids.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I knew that was coming, Cassidy. They did a light scan through the ground, so they essentially penetrated through the earth
Penetrated.
to see.
Keep going.
You get mad at me if I threw that comment in.
Yeah.
What got into you? Anyways, they found
Maybe I'm possessed by a ghost.
these big ass. They found some extra like chambers and stuff in the pyramid. None of this is conspiracy. This is proven. Like they found the chambers, so you can't be mad yet.
I'm not really listening. I heard pyramids, and I went elsewhere.
Anyways, kind of cool that they found like some extra chambers and stuff that there could be like treasure and things in the pyramids. But anyways, the other thing they found is they found giant pillars into the earth that are like I can't remember, but like hundreds and hundreds of meters straight down into the earth, which is like pretty suspicious because who the fuck? That's weird. Who put them in? There's like 8 pillars under each pyramid, hundreds and hundreds of meters down, which a little bit suspicious because who the fuck put them there? Because no one in that time frame had tools to put giant, they're probably bigger than this, but giant cylindrical pyramids all the way down. Hundreds and hundreds of meters down. How'd they do it? With a fucking rock and a stick.
Here's the difference. I don't really care how they did it.
This
is your problem.
Cool ass information, Cassidy. That could answer the meaning of life if they figure out what
I
happened.
don't really care what the meaning of life is. I'm just here to exist and live my life and have a good life.
What if they found something though that meant that you could live forever, or they could cure cancer because of this, or something?
Then someone else will do it. I'm not that person.
You don't find that the slightest interesting.
Like, it exists and that's interesting, but I don't want to have conversations about it constantly.
Constantly? I don't even ever. Because you just yell at me.
Very recently, a lot.
No, we've talked about the pyramids one other time.
We talked about it on the podcast. We talked about it at the cabin.
No, I talked about it with your sister at the cabin because someone actually wants to talk to me about it.
At me. You talked at me.
No, you were just sitting there.
Bullied me and I got up and went to bed.
That's what you did. Cassidy doesn't want to talk about the pyramids, and we're trying to figure out another topic. And I was like, what's happening in pop culture? Sabrina Carpenter hit any new cool poses? And she goes, oh, yes! Like, she's way more stoked about Sabrina Carpenter hitting the fucking 69 god instead of talking about sand bricks stacked in a pyramid form.
Yeah. I get to see Sabrina Carpenter. I don't get to see the fucking pyramids.
Sabrina Carpenter.
She could be my best friend. You'll never know. Don't look at me like that. She did the most iconic thing. You know how she does the Juno pose?
Like, this is okay. Hold on, one more thing. Like, this is what gets you so amped. Not like the cure for cancer in life.
I'm not solving the cure for cancer. I am dumb.
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's like, shit, we got a chance in life.
Someone else will do it and they'll tell me and I'll be excited when it's done. But why do I need to sit here and think about the fact that maybe one person could solve it right now? They're going to solve it and then they're going to tell me and then I'm going to be like, woohoo, cancer solved.
Yeah, but that doesn't get you hyped being like, or like, you don't ever think like, I could contribute somehow?
No.
Okay, carry on.
I'm
Sabrina.
dumb.
No, you're not. Talk about Sabrina Carpenter getting railed from on stage.
Rude. She did not get railed.
She gently got
You broke my brain.
Sabrina Carpenter did iconicness.
She was in Paris. And you know how she does the Juno pose?
Mm-hmm.
So she got Eiffel Towered for the Juno pose!
This is what I'm saying. Like,
but like everyone was like, she has like at the beginning of the tour, everyone was like, she has like she could do it, and it was like a joke because no one actually thought that she would do the Eiffel Tower pose. But then she got there in Paris, and night one she doesn't do it. In night two, she goes out, and these two guys follow her, and they're above her, and she poses, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
No, are you praying for a specific pose when you see her? Are you like, I can't wait to see her get Eiffel Towered?
We're going on Halloween.
So she's gonna do some.
So I think last year she booed. She didn't do a pose. She was like, "Have you ever seen this one before?" And then she like turned around and then she went boo at the crowd.
That's lame.
So I don't know. She'll do something this year. Like I think there's good chance that we'll have something like unique. We have to figure out what we're gonna wear because we're going to Halloween. We have to dress up.
Are you gonna wear something cool?
Yeah, we're gonna try and make our outfits coordinate, but we just don't know what.
What if you went as the Eiffel Tower?
That's lame.
Or each person goes as a section of the Eiffel Tower.
Well, I feel like that's how you had to do that for our things to coordinate. But
or I don't know.
I was thinking like a trio, like
Alvin and the Chipmunks,
like Totally Spies, the Chipettes, or Powerpuff Girls, something like that. Because there's three of us. I wish my hair looked more red.
Scooby Doo. And gang.
There's more than 3 people in Scooby Doo, though.
That's fine. Isn't there 4 Powerpuff Girls?
There's only 3.
I don't think so. I think there's 4.
Bubbles, Blossom, and What was the last one?
There's 4, isn't there?
There's the monkey.
What? There's a monkey? I've never watched Powerpuff Girls, to be honest.
What's the
But I
last
think
one's
there's 4.
name?
Jamal.
It starts with a B.
Benson. Bumblebee. You should go as Transformers.
I love Transformers.
Or maybe, like... You guys should each be a Scooby-Doo member. That'd be way cooler. Someone be Scooby, though.
Buttercup.
I like Benson better.
There's 3.
I thought there was 4.
I always wish my hair was more red because when it comes to trios like this, there's always like a redhead, a blonde, and like a brunette. And it would work really well, but my hair doesn't look red enough for people to be like, oh yeah, you're the redhead. It's really annoying. I just wanted it to be more red.
Do you shave your head bald for $100?
No.
I think I would do it.
But men being bald is normal. Not that
Okay.
women being bald is not, but like if you see a woman that's bald, most of the time you're like, what happened? Which is wrong
What?
because women like
My brain did not go there. That was kind of...
well, I think like cancer or like some kind of sickness or like they lost their hair through like there's like women don't often shave their heads. I think they should be, and I think it's wrong that society does that. But like
You see a bald guy, you just go, you're old.
you just think he's bald. Like
You got old and your wiener doesn't work
I
anymore.
think it should be to the point where like it should be that way for women too, and it's kind of like a sad thing in our society. But like that is, I feel like what mostly happens. Feels more normal for.
But I'd be scared if I shaved my head, it wouldn't come back because it probably wouldn't.
No, I like your hair too. It's nice and poofy and girly.
But what if I shaved it off for a stream or something?
You could.
Like I let someone, my 100th subscriber gets to shave my head.
You could. I already know what you look like.
Sorry, I kind of derailed Sabrina. You got any more? Sabrina?
I don't, so we can keep rolling. I already know what you look like if you shaved your head.
I don't think you do. You ever see someone that has a big ass beard and they shave it off, and then you're like, whoa, that's not okay.
No.
No, they're like, you are a different person. Like you've been living a double identity your whole life with that
No.
beard. I feel like that's what would happen when my hair would get removed, and it'd be like a different shade of skin color because it wouldn't be tan and it'd look gross. And what if I had a weird shaped head?
I
I don't truly know what the shape of my head
You're
is,
just gonna look somewhat like your father.
which is very scary.
That's what I picture. Like a little bit more. You a little bit more chubbier in your like cheeks than he is. So I feel like you'll also be chubbier.
If I had money, I would go to Turkey and get a hair transplant so that I didn't have to be bald. Bald scares me. I don't like it.
I will be one day.
You'll be bald.
I think so.
No.
Have you seen the family? My hair?
Yeah, but they all have hair.
No, so sorry, but next
My dad
time
lost
you're around,
all his hair before he was 30.
next time you're
I'm
around my
almost
sister,
there.
look at her head of hair.
Amber's scared.
So sorry, Amber, or my mom,
Don't scare our only viewer.
or my dad.
Oh, your dad's a man. That's just...
But
Water
my
under the
mom
bridge.
also has no hair. I'm hoping I have like my dad's side because Tammy has a lot of hair. Like she's got a lot of hair. So I was like, I'd like to keep my hair. But my mom, my Auntie Sherry, my sister.
You guys got bad hair genes. Which is probably not good because my dad, everyone on his side is bald. And then mix that in with your family.
Tammy has a lot of hair. That's
Bad
the one
hair
thing we have
genes.
going.
My mom has a lot of hair, but I don't know.
Yeah, Tammy's got a lot. It's like a big, thick, curly. It used to be so curly.
Could you sell a body part for one thing you want in life?
What body part?
Whatever you want. You can't be like a finger or something though, because that's a cop out.
Can I just sell my eggs?
No, that feels like that's cheating because it doesn't really affect you.
Well, I don't
People
have a
do that.
child.
Honestly, I would do that to make some money.
You don't make that much money as
I thought it was a lot
guy.
of money. No, that's what I mean. If I was a chick,
Yeah, it is because it's
I'd just sell my whole.
it's like a pretty big surgery. Like there's pretty big risk to it.
Why don't you just do it once?
It's not
and
like a
then-
guy who just jerks off and then you got
Yeah,
your
that's
sperms.
that's easy come by. That's why it doesn't cost anything. That honestly, people that donate sperm kind of
I think
feel like are got some other intentions
It-
there that shouldn't be there.
Some people do it just for some money.
Yeah, but what, $50?
Yeah.
Bro, I would do a lot of things for $50 before.
You're not homeless.
I would knock on the door and shovel people's snow before I would go and beat my dick in a jar.
It's easy. It's quick. What was I gonna say?
But when they do a girl, why don't they just go in there and grab a bunch and just at once? Or you can't. Do they need to like?
I don't.
Is that a male bad? I just don't understand the anatomy.
I don't actually fully know.
Do they need to grab one when it's like in the full moon cycle?
I don't fully know.
Like it's a waxing gibbous moon, and you got to grab it on that day.
But I also don't think women want to give away all of them because, like, we only have so many.
Yeah, but why don't you just like?
And they're not all viable.
You only need 3. Like, you're not gonna have more than 3 kids mostly.
But
grab 3 for kids. Take 10 out, sell 10. You gotta have more than that in a year. You get 12 a year. You still got like, you know what I mean? That's easy math.
they're not all viable though, and like.
Well, take like 20 then. Then you got 20. You got like a 70% air to have 3 kids, and then you got another like 100. Who cares? Sell those bitches to other people. Doesn't matter if they don't work. You got cashed out.
It's not that easy. The other thing is like I would consider selling eggs, except for the fact that I do not want a child to one day come back and find me. And I think it's
Sign
like,
an NDA.
but people still fucking search. They find private investigators. It's like a real thing. I actually dislike it. I think that if you were adopted, if you were like a donor of some sort, like that aspect, I don't think that you should be allowed to find someone unless they say it's okay.
I would agree. But why don't they just not put your name on anything? Like, how would they find you?
Well, your DNA.
Yeah, but unless they have a match, they work for the FBI and they have a database of your...
Well, there's all the fucking, like, Ancestries.com shit, things like that.
Don't do that. Don't sign up for that thing.
But now, like, my aunt signed up for it, and so someone would be able to, if, like, let's say I had a child through an egg, that child could sign up for it, match DNA close enough with my aunt, and then find me through that.
You think those things are actually real, though?
I think some of them are pretty good. They're not 100%.
I feel like they gotta just throw out some numbers that
they probably do. Like, I would never do it. We yelled at my aunt for doing it. We're like, what if I had to commit a crime? My data is now in the database. Thank you very much.
My fingerprints are in the thing.
Why? So are my sisters. Work made me.
So
are Amber's.
My fingerprints, they have me.
So I know who not to call when I get into a murder.
Which seems crazy to say, but I didn't really want to do it because it was like, what if there is a chance in life that like
you accidentally kill someone?
Yeah, it's like a movie where like, or you got framed for some shit, and like, I don't know. What if someone fell down the stairs and you're like, well, fuck, this is gonna look like I killed someone, but it wasn't me. They fell down the stairs, but like.
Get a good lawyer.
It's gonna look like I did it, so I gotta hide the body anyways.
Get a good lawyer.
But then they're like, "Why'd you hide the body if it wasn't you?" And it just starts getting bad.
Get a good lawyer.
I don't like that my fingers are in there.
Yeah, mine aren't.
It wasn't gonna go, but
you kind of have to for your job.
I didn't like it.
The woodpecker.
Weird. Now What?
I said the woodpecker's out.
The woodpecker?
It's my furnace. Can you not hear it?
I hear it.
It fucking annoys me all winter long.
Bro, I just coughed my wiener off.
Coughs have been a lot quieter than usually.
Thank you. Tell me what you would sell. What's one thing in the world that you want? I should have built this up differently because now you have a seed planted in your brain of where I'm going with this. One thing, if you could have anything in the world, what do you want? Nothing. I just want to live my life. Why are you giggling over there?
Because
you don't want anything.
I'm like...
You don't want to live forever. You don't want to meet George Washington, bring back someone from the dead. You don't want $1 million. You don't want a better boyfriend. You don't want a better family. You don't want a dog named Sparkles. A cat named Snickers.
Yeah, but I could just get a cat. Why do I have to sell a body to get a cat and name it
No,
Snickers?
but what if Snickers would live forever? Like he was like the cat. No. All right. Well.
I'm sorry, my brain was like this.
I think I would lose a leg.
A leg?
Yeah, you don't need a leg much. And right now in my life, there's nothing really that I do that needs 2 legs, really, other than walk. But like, I'm always on my computer. I'm sitting a lot.
You won't be able
I
to
don't
drive.
really play sports. No, I'll take my left one. You only drive with 1 foot.
Do they let you drive?
I don't know.
I don't think they do. I could be wrong.
Probably just not a standard, you know what I mean? Or like my foot. Give me a nub, just cut me off at the ankle. Trade that in for a mil. No, a mil's not enough for an ankle.
I just don't think that there's something that I want enough to lose a body part for. Because I'm happy. I live a good life.
Must be nice.
Nick hates me, confirmed. So like what am I losing a body part for?
I don't know. I'd sell my body for a lot of things.
You're not happy, that's why.
Probably. But like, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got.
Like if I wanted something enough, sure, but I
Okay,
don't-
what would you chop off? If you had to say, okay, the tax man comes and says, all right, it's body tax season.
well, I'm really offering a finger, but you told me that's a cop out. But I don't know why the rules
Okay.
change constantly.
What do you mean?
It's like,
Okay, if you pick fingers, you have to lose all your fingers.
no, this is why I hate. This is the hate for question games.
No,
Is you
no.
Need the scenario to be exactly how you pictured it in your brain.
Well, that's the question.
No, the question is what body part would you
If
cut off?
someone said you want steak or eggs, that's the question. Why are you giving me a parameter on what we want to eat for dinner?
Because then I'd say eggs, and you'd be like, "Do you want them this way, this way, this way, this way, this way?" Or I'd be like, "Eggs," and you'd be like, "Okay, but you can only have them scrambled." That's what you're saying right now. Okay, we can have eggs, but you can only have them scrambled. What if I wanted them sunny side up?
Well, what if that was a predetermining course of establishment in the contract?
You need to narrow your question down so far so that the answer is exactly what you want.
No,
it
I'm
to
not
be.
directing you to cut off any part of
No,
specific
because I
part of
said
your
a
body.
finger, and then you're like, okay, but you have
Yeah,
to
but
do
that's a
all of
cop out.
them.
Come, you can't tell me that's not a cop out. Okay, 1 hand worth of fingers then. Like that's like I would lose a pinky for fun.
I wouldn't.
They don't do anything. What does your pinky do for you?
It's picked up. And his character.
You
Also,
could cut all your
Miley
toes off and you
nibbles
wouldn't be
my pinky.
affected.
You hold my pinky
Your
constantly.
pinky's a nipple?
Then Miley nibbles my pinky.
Oh.
You hold my pinky
Yeah, 'cause
constantly.
it's just there.
I like my pinky.
Yeah, but it doesn't functionality.
It helps me hold things.
You don't need it to hold anything.
But it helps. I like it.
Probably helps, but you don't need it.
It would be the first one I would lose, but I like it. I don't want to lose it for fun.
Okay. Would you rather be blind or deaf? And then we leave. My butt's gonna itchy.
I think I'd rather be blind.
Really? I think deaf would be way better. Because I feel like you rely way more on sight than sound.
I feel like I experience a lot more through my sounds.
Ooh, but you wouldn't be able to know what anything is in the world.
It would be very annoying. I don't.
And we already talked about how we don't make pictures in our brain, so we'd be dicked because you wouldn't be able to like assume what the world looked like, and you would have no like.
I don't think I care what the world looks like.
You wouldn't even have a baseline of what to think the world looked like.
Then it could be whatever I wanted it to be. It could just be stick figures.
That's so sad.
But I still love to read. I still love audiobooks and stuff. So like I could still experience those.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to see me. You wouldn't be able to see your family. You'll be able to see your cats.
I would
You
still
won't
be able to
see
touch
the
them and still be
world.
able to hear
You
them.
won't be able to go to the pyramids and see them.
That's true. I would not be able to see the pyramids.
You won't be able to see the giant sticks in the ground.
I don't think I'm as visually caring as you are, though. Like, I very rarely just, like, look out at something and I'm like, wow. But you do it all the
love
time.
that shit. You just look out and you're like, that shit is just amazing.
It's more about, like, what I experienced for me. And, like, I think hearing would be a sense that would really be awful for me to lose. Versus vision, like, on a stutter.
I do love hearing a little rainstorm action. That gets me. But I would rather watch like a thunderstorm than listen to it.
I've never sat outside and watched a thunderstorm.
Oh,
I know
Cassidy.
you love to do it.
You're missing out on life.
But, like,
That is, if no one has sat out on their step and just watched a thunderstorm,
I've sat out
smelled
on
the
my
rain,
step and read during a thunderstorm, but
oh,
I
you
don't
get to just see
watch.
the big
No,
Zeus send
that
down
is-
a bolt of
that
lightning.
is so boring for me.
No.
Which I get it. You've always been this way. You like to really take in what you're seeing. It's not
I
a thing
the
for me.
smells and the sounds of a rainstorm and like,
I never said those things.
well,
I
the
don't
whole
wanna watch
experience.
it.
I'm just saying like the whole experience of watching a thunderstorm.
Like, there's no
Between-
want for me to just like watch lightning and thunder and
Oh, it's so beautiful.
rain. But like hearing it, I like hearing it.
It's so pretty, and you just watch it, and the puddles are going, pew, pew,
You're very visual.
and you're analyzing it, and you're just like,
I go thunder, boom, rain hit
I
ground,
love a
lightning
rainstorm.
clap.
That's something I don't know what it is, like, just like a thing in life that just brings me life is a good rainstorm, thunderstorm. That's just something that just gets me going.
It does.
Do you have anything in life that like that? Just life.
I just vibe my life. My whole life is like that. I feel like
You don't have anything like that. You just.
I just like to exist in moments. I don't know.
That's valid. I think. I think that's a fair.
Thanks. Thanks for telling me I'm valid.
Okay, I don't really have anything else.
Oh, I have one last would you rather. Because I asked
Okay.
everyone on stream it the other day. So, would you rather...
Chicken or ducks?
What the fuck? Would you rather, if you were in a room full of spiders, would you rather have the lights on or off?
On?
It was pretty much unanimously on.
Like, oh, I don't like the darkness. Actually, that's something. Like my polar opposites of like it's like rainstorms. Is like
Okay, you really
Heavenly?
don't like the dark.
the dark is like death to me.
I think it would just be scary to not be able to see the spiders or the bugs or whatever coming
And you would
at
see
me.
there'd be so
Yeah.
many of them that they just like, and you wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. And then
Mhm.
feel one, you'd be like, motherfucker. At least if they're on, I could start defending myself.
Oh, I just wanted to be prepared for the scary. When
No,
I wasn't defending myself. I was accepting my fate, but at least I'd get to like prepare myself because I feel like I'd be sitting in the dark being like, what are they coming? What
Wait,
are they
would
doing?
you go on
Where
Fear
are they?
Factor? I don't know if
No.
Fear Factor is a Canadian show. I
don't-
feel like it was in the UK actually.
Yeah,
for
I
some
don't think
reason.
it's Canadian.
But Fear Factor, they just like put
No way.
people. They give money to people for like surviving, for doing like crazy
Not surviving. They just
challenges
They
of
just
like
do weird
freaky
fear
things like
challenges.
spiders and
Mhm.
like
no way.
try and unlock yourself underwater. Where like, but like lots of them were like bugs and shit.
Yeah, no way. No fucking way.
Like they put you in a glass case and they cover your head in spiders.
Yeah,
and
no way.
crawling around. They got earplugs in your nose so they don't crawl in there and you're just like.
They did the thing on the traders that they had their hands in a box and they couldn't take their hands, but they had to hold hands in this box as like bugs were in the box, and I was dying. The only thing is they started really freaking out when someone wrapped a snake around them, and I was like, I could handle the snake, but I could not handle
Would
the
you
cockroaches or the
do-
rest of the bugs.
A real things in a box, kind of like what we did on one of the podcasts where you put a thing in the box, but like real like animals,
No,
bugs and shit.
no,
You wouldn't do it
no,
for the podcast.
no,
You wouldn't put your hand in a box that may have
no,
a lot of cockroaches
no,
or black widows
no,
or a venomous snake,
no,
porcupine,
no,
rabbit.
no. I'm not sticking
Cat.
my hand in a box that I can't see with anything. If I could see, potentially I would, but not seeing, no.
I think we should do it.
You can do it by yourself.
No, that's not fun. I want to be scared with someone. It's like going to a scary movie. You don't just watch it by yourself. You don't put them on to go to bed, Amber. You just...
I'm good. You can find someone else.
No, I want to do things in life with my girlfriend. She doesn't want to do any of them.
You only ever want to do the things you want to do.
No, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Name one thing that I wouldn't do for you.
Everything.
Exactly. Point proven. Cassidy won't even see the pyramids with me.
Okay, bye, friends.
All right, bye.